like we got hate mail, we got someone threatening us to come and look for us in Rome and actually kick our butt. So.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now.
Gato of NanowaR of Steel, thank you so much for your time today. This is busy times as we're recording this. You are days away from starting your tour. The album is coming. It must be extremely hectic for you right now. So I really appreciate that you take some time out of your busy schedule to answer some of my questions. How are you doing?
I was doing fine until all this row of interviews started. So
I bet.
I appreciate you acknowledging. No, I'm kidding. It's good to know that people out there are interested in what we are doing. So you're taking your time. I mean, I don't assume that interviewers have nothing better to do than talk to a random guy in Italy. So.
You know, talking to random people in Italy is my favorite thing in the world.
All right.
Now, let's just go straight into it. Like, you guys just released the hilarious music video for Pasadena in 1994. So, 30 years later, still hurts like hell, I bet. Why are you doing this to yourself? Is there a collective PTSD that is a result of writing this song and creating this video?
No, it's just it hurts, but it's not about hurting. The thing is that the world needs, like, sometimes you need to put some pain in the world to make the world a better place on the long run. And I really think that the world needed a Sabaton song about football. That's what we thought.
Yeah.
So that was the only way we could make it happen. Like, we have to take a football match that was the closest possible to whatever Sabaton sings, so it's close to a tragic defeat of some heroes, and that's, of course, there was only one answer for us, at least as Italians.
Yeah.
And we sort of sacrificed ourselves for the, 90% of the world wouldn't care. Like, if you're not from Brazil or Italy, wouldn't care about that much. So we made something better for the others, but still, at our own expense. And as like you said, it's a hilarious video. For you, it's hilarious, of course. But,
it's painful. Reliving that moment over and over again. For those people for those very few people that are watching this interview that have no clue what we're talking about the penalty shootout at the FIFA World Cup in 1994 in the United States, where Roberto Baggio killed a few birds with his penalty kick, but didn't score a goal.
He's missed it! And Brazil win the World Cup! Baggio stays rooted to the spot, has hardly moved. Italy have rejected the delight from the Brazil.
You say, the world needed a Sabaton song about football, and the result is obviously, it's great. It's not just... You're not just referencing the soccer game. Like, Sabaton fans will pick out elements of different songs and references in the lyrics as well. Quite a few references to the Art of War album, actually. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but you guys out Sabaton in a way. And when you do that, I know that obviously Joakim, who joins you as a guest, it's not the first time for him. It's not the first time you work with guests. Is in a moment like that, when you are, let's call it, making a playful tribute, is that still sometimes a surprise that people actually say, "Oh yeah, I love it. I want to be a part of that"?
It is. I mean, in general, it is a surprise when someone agrees to work with us. Because in spite of what you might think, it's okay, we did a lot of collaborations, but we tried even harder with many more people than what you actually see. So you only see there's a bias here because you only see the positive results and you don't see all the no's that we got. And so since I have an outlook on both sides, I must tell you yes. And so there's two things here. I mean, there's actually there's three layers of a collaboration. Like, the first one, of course, first of all, they want to agree, so they must like whatever you do somehow.
Right.
Okay. and it needs to fit. But then they get, like artists in general, they still need to, sometimes they need to get a permission from the management or the label.
Yeah.
And then we also need to find time and scan, like fitting schedules. Like sometimes it's just, we need to release the album in April, so the song needs to be ready by, I don't know, October. And so there's, if the artist is on tour, so there's many levels on which you need to work, like, and not to talk about finance, because in some cases it was like we had very, like, okay, I can work with you, but I want this amount of money. And we said, okay. But let's try it maybe next time, because it's too much for us. But yeah.
I'm sure that you've many times have gone like, I can't believe that we're going so long with this, because it's 2003 that this started. Am I correct in assuming that there's no way in 2003 that you thought that, okay, in 2023, I'll be doing press for yet another album, and we'll be on Napalm Records, and we'll work together with artists from some of the most famous metal bands around. Like, that must be, it is kind of crazy if you think about it.
It is completely crazy. Especially in 2003, it really started like a joke. It was like something that I really recorded on the fly, and then I got with my old high school friends, and we made a serious, like a real band out of it. Not serious, of course. No, that was never in the plans. At least I would say maybe after we released the first album, other bands playing NanowaR Gay, and then we've seen there was some actual like response to what we were doing. So we'll say maybe we can try to to do something out of this. Though I think the main reason why we're still here is that we have a lot of fun. We are not making money out of this, and again, there's two reasons why. One is that we have side jobs, so we can support ourselves doing other things. We don't need to like live out of music. Otherwise, the reason we would have left like 19 years ago. Okay, we're giving a try 1 year, but then the thing is that we are sort of independent from so this can go on as a, it was. To some extent, it still is a sort of a side project in our lives nowadays, because we have like regular time jobs and other things that we need to care of. But this takes now it's completely out of control at the moment. Like in the sense that it's a project we really need to devote a lot of time and effort. So it's
for sure, yeah. And I see also from like my side of things, where I moved from Belgium to Canada 10 years ago, and 10 years ago in Belgium I already very well was aware of NanowaR, then NanowaR of Steel. Then moving to Canada, I don't think a lot of people would have known you here in North America at that time, but now you're seeing interview requests from the States, from Canada. There's Napalm is like supporting you obviously in a different way than you were doing everything yourself 20 years ago. But it's crazy to see that the breakthrough of the band is happening like in the last few years on a global stage.
It's because of Norwegian reggaeton, right?
Midnight sun, summer fiesta.
When you say that, like, this is kind of like still our hobby. We've got our real jobs. If we had to do this 100%, we would have never been able to do it. At some point, if you want to maintain that level of intensity, that is going to require more and more investment of your time.
We know.
Not just time, right? So is there... it sounds like you already had some conversations in the band, like, hey, we've got some choices to make.
Yes. Of course, like it's we're at a crossroad at this point. Like, you have to think about, like, we always thought, okay, we're gonna keep the band to up until maybe 4 years ago. Like, we had some kind of fame in Italy, and it was cool. Like, we can like sell out venues in Italy and do like huge festivals in Italy. We're not that known abroad, but they would call us sometimes in some random festival in Germany. So we said, okay, let's just keep this steady, right? And then we said, okay, let's try to do one thing more. Let's, at least, with some kind of international hit, some kind of international breakthrough. and that was not planned in a sense that we never planned to have so these possibilities with Norwegian. That basically everything started with Norwegian reggaeton, and started after that, and then everything is history. But of course, we are thinking about that, and let's see. It's a very linear process, right? So the input, you know what you're putting in, but you don't know what's gonna come out. So
for sure.
Is exponential. It's above what we expect or what we have. We always try to keep our expectations low, so we're not disappointed. And on the one hand, I would say this is the way we started. Like, we were making fun of Manowar and Rhapsody, which was very low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
it was very easy to do. Come on, it's and that's sort of, I mean, we are not doing, we had an evolution, I would say, in the sense that we are not doing that kind of humor anymore. Like, if you take our first albums, then we had more direct jokes about heavy metal, true metal, and more, like having like random lyrics on making fun of, like Tricycles of Steel or stuff like that. It was more direct in a way. And now we try to use, like their music style, but not to make fun maybe of the lyrical content or the subjects and make them funny, but to talk about other stuff. Yeah. So so it's sort of a different concept in a way. We are not making fun of the Manowar lyrics, but we are making fun. We have fun because we think how a Manowar song about armpits would sound like.
Exactly.
So again, the content there is pretty metal, of course, because we're talking about festivals, but it's not like making fun like True Metal of Steel or Tricycles of Steel. Like, it's not a direct pun.
Yeah.
We're not a direct. We are not aiming directly for their lyrics and for their kind of lyric writing and making fun of that. But we're using their music to talk about something that has no relation whatsoever to what you would expect from that. I think that's the thing that works best, about comedy in general. You have to do something which is unexpected, right? So, like, for example, Pasadena 1994. This is why we had it, because we think, okay, as I said at the beginning, we want Sabaton to sing about football. It's something you wouldn't really think about that, right? Like, as an historical event. It's, for us, at least, it was something that for us was a funny idea, and we thought we have to do this. Or a song about Imodium, like it's a dragon flame, right? And so that's a power of dragon flame. We make it power of Imodium, and then that's the idea in general. So. But you're right; it's very easy to make fun of these bands. It's again, the band started because it was a very low hanging fruit, and I didn't know of anyone making fun of Manowar back then when I started the band, and so that's why the whole idea started. Let's just make fun of this, Did you ever?
Manowar is popular in Italy. Had either the Manowar camp or one of the many Manowar warriors out there in Italy. Have you ever received some less than positive feedback on those early
threats?
Albums?
We got threats from them. Like, we got hate mail. We got someone threatening us to come and look for us in Rome and actually kick our butt. So.
Norwegian reggaeton.
Then we had a couple of times we had people trying to hit us at shows.
Oh, really?
Once in Greece, yes. Once in Croatia. Again, on the first tours, one of the first two, 2007. And then it's sort of like now it's more in the comment section, right? We see.
What a wonderful segue to Metal Boomer Battalion.
Exactly.
Because you go after so many topics and targets and genres and what have you, your albums are also extremely diverse. Is that a must for you to keep it fun? Because, you mentioned something about, you said like comedy works when it's unsuspecting. Another fact for comedy is that a lot of comedians tend to be quite depressed in their personal lives, and the pressure of always having to be funny is really tough. does that help to offset that pressure that you go like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do a disco song, we're gonna do a folk metal song, we're gonna do power, like you allow yourself that freedom a little bit?
Totally. I mean, the thing is that the fact that we can move along different directions and we don't have a specified lines that we need to make lyrics again just about Manowar. It can be about literally about anything. It can be from food process, or it can be about the queue at the post office, whatever. Like literally whatever comes to our mind. We've done that, and I think we will do that. So from that, as you said, that we don't feel that pressure. Like we need to be funny. In the sense that we can literally take any topic, and it's 5 of us. And I think the good thing is that we really get along with kind of more or less the same sense of humor, but we have different references. So each one of us, when it comes about jokes, we all laugh for the same, more or less, like we converge. But we take from different sources, like we get inspirations or idea that the different ideas they work along different lines, and so this is also good because we always have like 5 different minds that maybe sometimes I have an idea which it's good but not so good, and then one changes it, that we put the contributions. That's the way it works usually. Like we all work together on the same idea, and then we add on or we modify it, we edit it, and. So I don't feel pressure for that. It's maybe more about the music, and I think now there's a lot of pressure for delivering more surprising live shows,
right?
In a way, because we again, live part is very essential to us, like every metal, like performing metal band, I would say. But for us, it's really, we try to make things that work even if you don't know us and you come to our show, you never get bored. We try to like make it very interactive. And that's very challenging. That's more, I would say, that's one of the most challenging aspects.
Disco metal dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the shadows, metal in the house. Disco metal.
So let's dig into that then a little bit to wrap us up. You are about to go on some tour dates. And it's not just all this new material, but you've got so much back catalog now, and there are some songs that became unexpected hits that people will come to your show with. People will come to your show with a longer wish list of stuff they want to hear and see. So what do you have in store for us as you are going on the road?
So one thing is for sure, I don't really like the idea when a band is promoting the album, then they suddenly change their set list and they play maybe half of the show like just a new album. I don't like that. I mean, I think first of all, if you're there, it's because you made something previous to that, and so maybe people want to listen to that. You should,
right?
And I say that as a fan because when I go to a show, I pretty much often go to shows here in Rome or in Italy as well. And so, if the set list, there's too many songs from the new album, and so you're pushing that, then I'm sort of disappointed. It's good to like mix and make the show again accessible to everyone. Maybe but there's people who maybe just listen to one of our oldest albums and they come there by chance and. They want to hear. They want to be like. So that's the first thing. It will be a mixed set list, and as much as possible, we'll try to play songs we never played from the oldest album as well.
Okay.
So, and we're working a lot. Like there's it's like on the stage set, on the like the scenography and all these kind of things. We're trying to work out details and how to. We have a couple of jokes and things that we do. We need to make them update them. We need to make sure if you heard that already, then it's I expected it. I was So this kind of stuff. That this is challenging again.
You can only pretend not to like Swedish pagans so many times as a band. Awesome. All right. Well, Gato, thank you so much for your time today. I do really appreciate it. I know it's busy days for you, especially combining all of the pressures of the new band, or not the new band, but the new album release with a regular life as well, and then all these different styles that you have to play as a bass player, part rhythm section. That is extra hard. Drums and bass don't get enough credit to just be able to play 10 different styles of music on one album.
I'm able to do that. I mean, I'm barely able to play NanowaR. That's NanowaR away, but I'm not a very skilled bass player. I'm more, but thanks for that. And I'm happy, like I don't get much credit, so that I don't get like under the spotlight. It's fine. I'm in the back and I'm doing stuff with like on the rhythm session. It's great. That's.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.